Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. So this week we are working with the Secret Garden deck by Jessica Lee. It's this cute little box. It comes to us from Rockpool. It's really not much bigger than a credit card or a debit card. It's a really handy deck that you can throw in a bag. I've actually given this to multiple people as gifts. I think it's a lovely little introduction to Oracle cards if you're unsure, or sometimes you look at something and you're like, that is overwhelming. This is just a small card with a message to help guide you. And it's a beautiful, positive deck about gardens. What's not to love about that? And secret gardens and what that means to us. And which reminds me, I just want to share a quote with you from the book, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And the quote is, "If you look the right way, you can see that the whole world is a secret garden." So I love liminal spaces like doorways and gateways and pathways and the dusk and the dawn. Those are my favorite liminal spaces. But little secret hidey holes where you can sit in the shade or the sun in the garden, look at the birds, watch the birds, listen to the birds, look at the flowers grow, listen to the breeze trickle through the air. I mean, these are wonderful liminal spaces, and messages can come to us at these times. And so this card deck is absolutely here to help us share these messages. So as always, I share two things on these daily 2-card readings. I look at the energy of the day and the focus of the day. The energy is the force that's directed towards us from the universe, from our environment, from our general world around us, whether that's home or work or something bigger, our country, our governments, our friendships. Then the focus is then the intention, the effort, or the response that we put into that energy. Because ultimately, we're co-creating with spirit, right? Like, it's up to us too. Like, spirit is helping us. They're sending us stuff to work with, but we still need to have an effort, make an effort. You know, we need to put in a little bit of an effort. We're co-creating. So let us look. We're just going to draw the top 2 cards. That's what I'm feeling called to today. So we have our energy right here, and then we have our focus. I will tell you, I shuffle cards different all the time, depending on the size. I like these smaller decks. Kind of makes me want to do a poker side shuffle. Bigger decks, I have to do more of a, weave shuffle, because that's my hands can't side shuffle the big decks, or I just then play 52 card pickup or whatever. But and then sometimes I pick from the middle of the deck, sometimes I pick from the bottom of the deck, sometimes I cut the deck and pick the first 2 cards. This time I picked the first 2 cards on the top of the deck. Go with your intuition, go with how you feel guided. Do what feels natural to you. You're not going to be wrong, because spirit is working with you to help bring you these messages. So let us look at our energy for today. We have beginnings, which is kind of ironic because this is the last day that we're working with this deck this week, but we have beginnings. And it says here, don't be afraid to start small, and that's okay. Like, sometimes it's the littlest step that gets everything going. And this card showed up for us earlier in a different position, but this is the energy of beginnings. And it's not surprising with all the eclipse energy that's going on, all the shifting in the world. There's so much stuff going on in our solar system. It's affecting us all. We're all feeling it. But here is this energy that says, beginnings. They're coming for you. Don't be afraid to start small. Now, how do we work with that energy? Well, let us see. Our focus card for today is Dream. Oh, sorry. I just was saying that the shine hadn't been too much of a problem, and then here it is being a problem. But maybe it's being a problem because it's illuminating something for us that we really need to be aware of. So let's pay attention to this card, because this card has been more shimmery and shiny than any card all week has been. Dream. It says, have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself a good book. So everything grows through our imagination. That is where things start. That is how we create. That is how we work on a plan to make things better in our lives. And so allow yourself to dream. And I already talked about how I believe that gardens are such liminal spaces. And this is telling us, have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself a good book. A good book is your imagination. The best book you could ever write is everything that lives inside your imagination. Please be aware of that. And so this is a gorgeous reading and a gorgeous way to kind of sum up the end of this week working with this card. We have the energy of beginnings, and it's telling us don't be afraid of beginnings and don't be afraid to start small, because sometimes the best things can come from the smallest step. And the way that we're going to work with this energy is we are going to allow ourselves to dream, and not necessarily like dreams that you have when you're sleeping, though those can be powerful too, or just really way out there. Like sometimes I have dreams and I'm like, what was that about? Like, I don't even know what's going on in my head. But sometimes it's the daydreams when you're just sitting outside enjoying nature. I find the greatest ideas and clarity come to me when I'm driving and when I'm walking. Those seem to be like clicky moments for me. So I think this is telling us, go outside in the garden, have a cup of tea or coffee, or water, whatever your poison is, and just enjoy the environment around you and let your mind relax and dream. And that's going to give you the small step you need to make this new and wonderful beginning. So gosh, I'm excited about this day. I'm excited about this reading, and I'm very excited to be working with April energy now. I'm ready for April. Have been ready for April. March was shifty and bumpy and uncomfortable and not bad. I don't want to say it was bad, but there were just things that I didn't expect. And so I'm happy to say goodbye to March. Very happy to welcome April in and everything that it has in store for us. So again, the deck that we worked with this week is called The Secret Garden, and it is by Jessica Lee. And if you're interested, you can find this at Rockpool. I will mention, I guess, I have with other Rockpool decks, but I didn't this week. Rockpool has an app if you want to put that on your phone or your device. It really lets you look through many of their decks. I'm not sure if this one is on the app, but it can really give you a good idea of the energy of the card decks, how the artwork works, how the messages work, how the guidebooks work. If you're interested in starting there, it's a wonderful thing. The app is free, and it gives you an idea about the decks. And this one might not be there, but this is a beautiful deck, The Secret Garden. I just like its beauty and simplicity and quickness about it. I feel like I can just open up, shuffle, pull a card, and know that that message was meant for me that day. So I truly believe that. So I hope you've enjoyed the readings this week. I hope you've enjoyed this deck. I don't know what deck I'm going to have for you next week. I guess I'll be as surprised as you. I don't know what else to say. That's kind of how it's been. Even like this week, I had a plan to use something different, and that didn't work out. And I don't know when that will work out. Sometime it will, and it will be the right time for that situation. So anyways, thank you so much. I hope you found the reading helpful. Please like, please subscribe, please share these messages. I'd love to help this channel grow so I can help spread the messages of these readings specifically, but also just for people to know that there are messages for you in Oracle cards. And you can find great guidance from them. And we all need guidance right now. Every one of us could use some guidance in this changing world that we're in. So thank you so much. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Have a wonderful day.